And turning to world news now, President Biden is seeking to thaw out the icy relationship between the U.S. and China. President Biden hinted at renewed talks after the G7 summit, calling the spy balloon incident last year, quote, silly. NewsNation's Blake Burman is following these developments closely. So, Blake, what is this signal?
Well, Kelly, this was all part of the conversations taking place with President Biden and world leaders over the weekend in Asia for the G7 meetings. China was a major focus of the discussions there. Of course, they were not involved, a part of those meetings. But much of the talks had to do with economic coercion and China's influence in with other nations all around the world. Now, at the end of the trip, the president was asked how he'll manage the U.S. relationship with China going forward. Remember, after the Chinese spy balloon flew over the U.S. earlier this year and was ordered to be shot down by the commander-in-chief, diplomatic relations between the U.S. and China significantly cooled, culminating with a canceled trip to Beijing by the Secretary of State. But the president suggested that incident could be a thing of the past, with a potential thawing of relations on the horizon. Watch here.
Then this silly balloon that was carrying 2 freight cars worth of spying equipment was flying over the United States, and it got shot down, and everything changed in terms of talking to one another. I think you're going to see that begin to thaw very shortly.
However, a different tone coming out of China today as a spokesperson for the foreign ministry responded to the president's comments overnight, saying, quote, the U.S. side should immediately lift sanctions and take concrete actions to remove obstacles, create favorable atmosphere and conditions for dialogue and communication. Now, Kelly, there could be some potential movement here in the upcoming days as the commerce minister for China is coming to the U.S. and will be meeting with the commerce secretary along with the U.S. trade representative. Kelly.
All right, we'll await those updates. Blake Burman,
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.